Well, the second time is a charm, maybe. So,
Yeah.
just a pro tip: if we are going live and nobody's commenting, maybe we aren't live. So
Yeah.
sorry about that, you guys. We came on right on time at 8 and realized that I didn't hit the go live button. So
It's
good
okay.
morning, Jenny. Jenny's on this cold, frosty Monday morning.
I
So
know. It feels like winter finally has come back, but with no snow. It's just the cold.
yeah. Oh, Cynthia's on. Good morning, Cynthia. There's no snow in the forecast right now. That's
Right.
sad.
You remember that one winter um that we got like down like in the negatives and it was just super cold, but there never was any snow. And it
Yeah.
was the year that everyone's like water softener froze and all the pipes froze and everyone figured out that heat tape was like amazing. And you know, I've already seen some posts on Facebook that say, how do I unfreeze the water from the meter to the house?
Oh
I've
my.
been seeing some of those posts, or what do I do if my pipes freeze? And
Like around Cloudcroft, you seen those?
yeah, it's
Oh
on
man.
like the mini Facebook pages, Clockcroft
Yeah.
Facebook.
Well, so buckle up because it's supposed to be -3 in the morning,
I know.
like the real temperature, not the what it
Yeah,
feels like. Good
I
morning,
know.
Bethany and Vicky. Yes, it is burr cold. So I'm remote this morning. This is it's my study day, so I'm I'm out in some undisclosed area in the southern Sacramento mountains. And my the internet here is pretty good, but like when we do the video, it's super choppy. So I was like worried the first time around because you did it second time, so I knew it wasn't me.
Yeah, the first time around.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So gosh, uh yeah, it is winter, but yeah, I hope it's not going to be like that. First of all, I hope it's not 27 below like it was that year. Um,
Hmm.
but if it does get 27 below, I hope that it's while Hope and I are in Albuquerque. No, I'm kidding. Uh, that was the year that when all of us we were at the evangelism conference and a bunch of pastor friends from Alamogordo were there too, and we were getting ready to come home and it was already like everybody's pipes were freezing. In Alamogordo they had rolling power outages, no natural gas, and we were getting ready. It was like right about time for the conference to end. We were going to go home, and Dr. Bunt said, on behalf of the city of Albuquerque and the Baptist Convention of New Mexico, we would like to invite those of you who live south of here to stay one extra night. They just closed I-25 in Socorro. So we all looked at each other and said, "You call your wife first," you know. And then I wanted to go.
wasn't that wasn't that the year that it snowed so much that like it covered the propane vent?
No, that was the next year.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes. So the big snow was in 2010. The big freeze was in 2011.
Okay.
And in 2011 it got so cold and didn't snow at all. So that was
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, hopefully I won't be gone. That was Bethany remembers that one. And poor Hillary dug out. I was gone a lot that winter. I forget why I was gone so much, but I was gone a lot. And Hillary got the snow shovel and dug out to the wood pile and then found out she got the pile that hadn't been split yet.
That one was in the front. Who puts that in the front? So then I had to spend another 4 hours shoveling back to the other
Yeah.
pile on the way back.
I'm sure I planned to get all that done. Just like
Yeah.
I I still have some wood to finish up. I think I split everything we have right now. I got to cut some, but I'm going to cover up the big pile with a tarp so that if we get a big snow, I don't have to worry about that. But
There you go.
who knows? Who knows what this winter is going to be like? But what we're doing on Mondays now, and you got the new graphic in the know. We want to spend Mondays helping you guys understand some of the things that's happening and going on. And you guys who join on here live, probably pretty much know, because we talk about stuff like this all the time. But we're not just going to talk about events. We're going to explain some things that are happening so that people later on we can use this as a way that they can come in later on and catch up on some stuff happening. We have a lot of new families in our church, and so it kind of helps them to get acclimated, oriented in what's happening and going on. But also, what I've been finding out is leadership knows what's happening and going on. And we talk about this all the time in the office, so we know, but just everybody else in the church may not know some of the things that we've been talking about happening, going on. One thing that we forgot to do, because last week was kind of weird, was get everything ready to vote on signers for the bank account. And so we'll have that ready, and I'll send that out this week. You can vote online or in person with a ballot, and we'll do that. But and that's just updating the signer sheet for the bank. And maybe we can take the opportunity, and 21 years I've been here. I have no idea what is in a safe deposit box for the church at the bank. So maybe we can go look at that. There might be some gold bars in there, might be enough money for a new building or something. Who knows? But that'll be fun to do. What we wanted to go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. What we wanted to do today is to talk with you a little bit about the Bible studies that we have going on in the church, and so tell us, Hillary, about the two women's Bible studies, and tell us kind of what the format is and what those typically look like, and then what y'all are studying right now.
Okay, so we have a Tuesday morning Bible study that starts at 10, and it typically goes from 10 to 11. We try really hard just to put it in an hour. So that format is it's like a video-based Bible study. So we're using Right Now Media, and the study that we're doing is On Purpose for Purpose. And it's amazing. It's really good. It's talking about finding like your purpose in like the world of today. Like, what is our purpose? And we're on, I think this is our second week. But it's really good. Like, it talks about Rachel Joy is the lady that does it, and she does. It's called the Sparrow Collective, is her website, and kind of her. I don't know. It's kind of like her mission, I guess. It's really good. So we just got done talking about like our identity. What is our identity in? What should our identity be in? And so it's been really good. We have another one Tuesday night at 6, and that one corresponds with the men's Bible study. So it goes from 6 to 7. It's still video based too, and we're doing the same study On Purpose for Purpose. So
and you guys like to, after you have a break like this is coming back after the Christmas break. You guys like to start off after a break with the same study, so that the ladies in both studies are starting off together. And then I think the idea was that from there, then each Bible study can decide what they're going to do.
Right. So what typically happens is at the beginning of a break, the women's ministry team meets, and we discuss what Bible study we feel like God's leading the women's ministry into. And so that's how we decide what Bible study to start with. And then the women's ministry has a list of Bible studies that the ladies, once we get done with this Bible study, that they can choose from as a Bible study. So
cool.
So there's a lot of like planning and prayer that goes into it. It's not like we just pick random Bible studies,
And one of the things that's kind of hard with that kind of deal, and video-based Bible studies are pretty cool, because if somebody misses, especially the ones that we do on Right Now Media, they can go watch it and then they're caught right back up.
Right.
But one of the challenges there is to look at how many sessions there are in the Bible study, and then look at the calendar and what's happening at the calendar. because it's always best for me not to have a break in the middle of a study. Sometimes that happens, like spring break is coming up in March,
Mhm.
and that may happen with those. But you want to get it so that the timing is just right in there. One of the things we talked about for the fall. Now, you guys will take a short break in the summer. Our summers aren't long in Cloudcroft. You guys will take a short break in the summer, but then coming back, and our fall usually starts in August. But coming back, one of the things that I'd like to do is to add to the Tuesday night Bible study the Zoom option. So you guys will have the online option, and
Mhm.
and some people, I've heard people asking about that for a long time, and it's a legitimate ask, but you just don't realize how complicated that gets to do. Now, if it were only online, it would be pretty simple, but to have an online and in person and the technology to do that, and I think we finally nailed it with the men's Bible study, the way we're doing it. And so we're going to use that same thing that we're doing there. And I know you guys, you wouldn't see on the other side all of the things that have to happen, but we have to have it gets complicated to do a hybrid. So
Right.
and then the technology keeps changing. Like we were using the Zoom, not the Zoom, the Facebook portal
Mhm.
to help do that. And then Facebook kept changing stuff, and then now the Facebook portal doesn't support Zoom. In fact, they're just going to do away, I think, with the Facebook portal altogether. So we had to move away from that and then figure out something that would work. So I think we have it, but we wanted to wait, and we'll kick that off in the fall for the ladies, and that'll be a great addition for you guys,
Mhm.
because one of the hard things about evening Bible studies is winter. and and so if we got a bad snowstorm in the winter, we could just tell everybody to go online, uh,
Mhm.
and then that way, we wouldn't have to miss. And some years it's not a big deal. It would only be once or twice in the winter we'd have to do that. But then some years it's crazy, like the big
Yeah.
snow of 2010.
Mhm.
So that's cool. So those are ladies' Bible studies. The men's Bible studies, Hillary mentioned we have one that meets Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. alongside the women's. And that one on Tuesday nights is also a video-based Bible study. And we do ours online and in person. And right now we're doing, it's a Louis Giglio study called Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at the Table. And it's really good. And I know you guys have talked about that too. Y'all might end up doing that at some point. But
Mhm.
it's a really good study. Uh, it's basically going through Psalm 23, which is way cool. And kind of the premise, we've only done two so far. The premise is, or the foundation for it is when he says, and I'll prepare, or you prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. And really, really cool. He digs into that really well. So excited about that one. The men's, we have another one on Thursdays, and that one starts at 6:30 in the morning. So Thursdays at 6:30, and that one is totally different. That one actually predates our Tuesday night Bible study. We've been doing the Thursday morning Bible study, I want to say, for about 15 years or so.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Because I
Something
remember
like
it started at, didn't it start at the Western?
Yep, we started at the Western. It used to be at 6 a.m. at the Western, and we would order and eat, and then it would actually pick up about 6:30.
Mhm.
And so that one starts at 6:30. We take turns cooking for one another. Three of us do. The three that are around the most take turns cooking, and then uh, usually about 7-ish, we start with a study and end by 8. And not everybody can stay the whole time. I get that. Some of them have to leave at about 7:30 or so.
Mhm.
But it's what we do in there is we just take a book of the Bible and just kind of go through 4 or 5 verses at a time. So it took us forever to get through Isaiah. They were in that one for years. Right now we're in First Corinthians. We've been through Romans. We went through Proverbs. We don't dare touch Psalm. That would be like a 10-year study in the book of Psalm. But that one, those two have two totally different feels, and it's two different groups. Paul and I go to both normally, but it's two different groups of guys. As you would imagine, 6:30 a.m. doesn't appeal for everyone. So that one's pretty cool. We're in First Corinthians chapter 6, I think, right now. And what we do in that one is when we get to the end of a book, then we'll decide together which book we're gonna go to next. So we did Romans last time, and so it just naturally kind of led into First Corinthians. My thought is, although we haven't talked about it, is that'll probably lead into Second Corinthians. But those. So the Thursday morning men's Bible study is one that you can kind of pop in and pop out, and you don't feel like you miss a whole lot. The other Bible studies, the two that the ladies do, and then the Tuesday night that the guys do, those are more ones you want to get in at the beginning of a study. Does that make sense? Because if you're going through a 6-session study and you've missed 2 or 3, you might feel a little bit left out. Although those are video based, so you can catch up. So, and then we have the Tough Questions Bible study that meets Sunday mornings, and that one meets on it's a little bit different. It's the first and third, and then they toss in questions and then decide which questions they're going to handle as they go along. Sunday mornings at 8. Did I get that right? No, Sunday mornings at 9. Yeah, Sunday mornings at 9, and then come into worship. So those are the Bible studies we have right now, and I love it because it's a great way. And I know there are some people who probably would rather go to a co-ed or a couples study. We may look into those heading into the fall to see if there's one that we can do. The challenge that we run into.
Right.
Is when?
Because on Wednesdays we have I would call it the kids Bible study, kids club. And so that goes from 3:40 to about 5:30. And then we jump into youth that goes from 6 to 8. So we really can't do Wednesdays.
But we can't. I mean, I would be okay if we could develop another Bible study that could meet then. But we have to be real careful with that because we've been doing this for a long time. And what we found is you would think that they wouldn't conflict, but they almost always do when we have more than one thing happening at a time. So we have to work on that real quick. But we have stuff going Tuesday night, Wednesday night, worship team is Thursday night. And so but who knows? That's something we're going to look into this year. Our theme is reboot. So we're looking at all the ministries and we're not going to rule anything out. So we might do that. Here's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And I'll just have to see if I can swing this at some point. I've wanted to do an online only Bible study. I've been saying this for a couple of years now. But I would like to do an online only Bible study and kind of see how that works. And in that one, I mean, I think it would be pretty easy. It would be like this, probably over Zoom, where we just kind of get in and get everybody jumping in. And I think that would be cool. But again, it's a time to do that. So here's one of the things that I'm thinking about for Bible studies that we do like this, just so we can have more consistency, is to always have at least 2 leaders for each Bible study. But I would like to have 3, because right now Paul and I basically are the leaders for the Tuesday night Bible study. But more and more there are times where he and I both are gone.
Yeah, as we're
I mean?
Tuesday night one, I would say that there's 3. That there's 3 leaders.
Yeah, you guys have
Tuesday
3.
morning, there's just
one. In the ladies' Bible study. Yeah, yeah. That way it kind of can carry on a little bit better. Plus, when we do things like that, then what you're doing is actually preparing to multiply,
Right.
the ministry. If you have three Bible study leaders for each one, that doesn't mean all three people lead at the same time. And most of our Bible studies, the leader really just does the preparation for it,
Mhm.
setting up for it, opening the doors, making sure all that is good to go. It's not, we're doing, especially in the video-based Bible studies, but I'd like to do that so that we could have really good continuity um, through there. And so, who knows? Two things that we're looking at, and if we did these, they'd probably be in the fall, maybe. But well, actually, three things. One is to add the online addition to the Tuesday night women, so
Mhm.
that it's a hybrid. Uh, do a couples Bible study, or not specifically a men's or a women's, just a Bible study. And then I'd like to try an online Bible study. So those are things that we're looking at, particularly for the fall. Um, and I think those would be cool as we kind of expand our ministry. And I don't feel like we have to give. I don't think we need to make the church like the Golden
Mhm.
Corral buffet. you know, so but what I do, I think what we're running into is it's scheduling for
Right.
most people. So I think the more options we can give so that it works in the people's
Mhm.
schedule, I think the better we're
And
going to
something
be.
that the women's ministry is starting in February is called Mountain Moms, and it's a play group
Hmm.
for moms and their children that are 5 and under. It'll be Wednesday mornings at 9, so it'll be February 5th. Will be the first time
Mhm.
we start it, and it's really just to build like a community and fellowship with the moms um, here. And I think we're gonna do like a little devotional every time. There's going to be special activities. Like we have equipment that the kids can play on, and like, so I think it'll be really cool because that's definitely starting to be a need in our church, but also like it's a need in the community
Uh-huh.
too, to have something where moms can come together and just have like that support.
That's cool. Yep. And I know a new mom that'll be
I
able to
know.
jump into that maybe
Yeah.
April or May-ish. You're due March. That doesn't mean the baby's going to be here on March the 11th, but that's
Mhm.
when you're due, and that'll be cool. But we also have like I don't know if you guys know this, but a baby in our church that was just born in September, and then Hillary's due March 11th, and we have another one from a young couple that is due a little bit later in March,
Mhm.
toward the end of March.
So I
Yeah,
feel like
so
it's a
so that'll be
need, like
cool.
that we have a need in the church, but also like in the community too. And I feel like that this will be
Yeah.
our opportunity as a church to reach out to the community and to help fulfill some of those needs.
Yep. And that one could turn into a Bible study. I know that's not like the start. It's really just to minister to and support young moms,
Hmm.
let them come together and maybe have a break, let the
Yeah.
babies play, and give them a cup of coffee
Hmm.
or tea or
I
whatever
think we're
whatever
definitely
their
probably
their
going to have
thing
some
is.
food.
some some chocolate. Now in the winter, when you guys start that in February, that's probably going to be
Right.
in the fellowship hall because it's cold. But then I know when the weather's warmer, the idea, and we're going to have to work. This will be one of our work projects, but when the weather's warmer, to move it outside in the playground and then have that nice and ready. That's something we've been wanting to do for a long time. To have that as
Hmm.
kind of a meeting place. Um, so that'll be cool. Well, awesome. Well, thanks for hopping in on this cold Monday morning, and thank you guys for jumping in, Bethany, Vicky, and Jenny, and Cynthia. We I know there'll be some that'll be hopping in later, so we're going to have to look uh, at the at the messages so that we can answer any questions that may come up. But we want this to be an informative thing to keep you in the know about what's happening and going on in the life of our church, what we're thinking, what we're planning, the reason behind some things. And so thanks for doing that. Oh, this is a holiday. Did you know that?
So speaking of,
the church office is closed. The banks are closed. The post office is closed. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We have another one of these that most people just don't think about, and that's President's Day. That'll be coming up in it's the third Monday in February. So if you come to the church office on a Monday and it's closed, it's probably a holiday somewhere. We'll try to do better about putting that. I know you have it in the announcements and stuff like that. It should pop up
at 9 on the Facebook page and Instagram.
Okay. Oh, cool. Super cool. All right. Hey, well, good to have you guys on. Let me pray for you. I'm getting messages on my deal here. Let me pray for you guys, send you out into the week, and we'll see you again Wednesday. Jim will jump in with me. Father, thank you for the way that you love us. Thank you for the way that you use us. God, I thank you for the church, that we are members of one body, and God, we support one another, we encourage one another, and Lord, help us to do that well. And God, I pray that you would use us together, God, to be able to reach out into our communities with the good news that Jesus came to save sinners, and God, not just initially into faith, but Lord, that Jesus continues to work in us and change us and make us more like Him. And Father, I pray that you would be honored and glorified through that. And God, use us to be able to take the gospel to those around us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for hopping in, guys. Let me see if I'll push some buttons for us. Does that work? And now when I mute mine, it doesn't mute yours, just so you know. So love you guys, and we will see you on Wednesday.